Chapter 6 -359 days left. The closer you get to the truth, the more dangerous it becomes. Day 359. Some memories don't disappear because they're forgotten. They disappear because someone wanted them to. Jungkook hadn't slept. The first rays of sunlight filtered through the curtains, painting soft golden lines across the bedroom floor. But he was still sitting on the edge of his bed. The wooden box rested on his study table, locked, silent, waiting. Beside it lay his grandmother's letter. He had read it at least 10 times during the night. The fire was never the end. It was the beginning. Those words refused to leave his mind. Beginning of what? Every answer only created more questions. His phone suddenly lit up. No notification, only the time. 6:14 a.m. Jungkook let out a long breath before closing his eyes. I just want one normal day. Jungkook KKK. Jimin's voice echoed through the apartment. If you're not out in 2 minutes, I'm eating your breakfast. Jungkook smiled faintly. You threaten me with that every morning. Because it works. It really doesn't. It got you out of bed. Jungkook opened his bedroom door. Jimin immediately frowned. The smile disappeared from his face. You didn't sleep. I'm fine. You've been saying that a lot lately. Jungkook shrugged. I just couldn't. Jimin remained silent for a moment. Instead of teasing him, he quietly placed a warm cup of coffee into Jungkook's hands. You don't have to tell me what's wrong, but don't pretend you're okay. Jungkook looked at his best friend. For a second, he almost told him everything. The countdown, the messages, the fire, the missing memories. But the words wouldn't come. Instead, he smiled. Thanks. Jimin sighed. I miss the Jungkook who talked too much. Jungkook laughed softly. I'll try to annoy you more. Please do. The classroom slowly filled with students. Professor Han entered carrying several thick files. Good morning. The room answered lazily. I've decided to change your semester project. Groans immediately echoed through the classroom. You'll no longer research the general history of Hanwha University. Jungkook exchanged a confused glance with Taehyung. The professor continued. Instead, each pair will investigate one event that changed the university forever. He checked the list. Jungkook, Taehyung, you'll research. He paused. The 2025 University Festival fire. The room fell silent. Jungkook's heart stopped. Taehyung instinctively looked toward him. Jungkook's fingers slowly tightened around his pen. The professor continued speaking, unaware of Kai's reaction. The university archive has recently reopened. You'll have access to documents that have never been shown to students before. Jungkook barely heard another word. One sentence echoed inside his head. The festival fire. The university archive occupied the oldest building on campus. Dust floated lazily through the sunlight. Rows of shelves stretched endlessly into the darkness. Jungkook looked around. This place feels haunted. Taehyung adjusted his glasses. It's called history. Same thing. Taehyung almost smiled. Almost. An elderly archivist approached them. You must be the students Professor Han mentioned. Taehyung nodded politely. We're researching the festival fire. The old man froze for the briefest second. His smile disappeared. I see. He slowly unlocked a heavy metal cabinet. Inside rested several thick folders. They've been sealed for a year. Please handle them carefully. Jungkook noticed the man's trembling hands. You were here that night. The archivist looked away. I wish I wasn't. For nearly 2 hours they read through reports, student interviews, fire department records, hospital documents. Every page described the same terrible night. Smoke, panic, confusion. Then Jungkook found something strange. One page had been removed. Only tiny torn edges remained. Kim Taehyung, this report is incomplete. Taehyung leaned closer. Someone had deliberately removed an entire page. Before either of them could speak, a small photograph slipped from inside the folder. Jungkook picked it up. It showed dozens of students standing together before the festival began, laughing, smiling, completely unaware of what was coming. Then, Jungkook froze. Near the center, he saw himself, standing beside someone whose face had been torn away from the picture. Only a hand remained. That hand was holding his. Who was this? Jungkook stared silently. The photograph had clearly been damaged on purpose. Someone had wanted that face to disappear. As Jungkook turned the photograph over, something fell into his palm. A silver bracelet, blackened by fire. Inside, tiny letters were engraved. J+T. Jungkook frowned. J&T. Taehyung gently took the bracelet. I've never seen this before. Jungkook touched the burned metal. Instantly, Pain exploded inside his head. Flames, smoke, someone screaming, a familiar voice. Jungkook, don't let go. A hand slipping from his grasp. Then, darkness. Jungkook staggered backwards, his vision blurred. Jungkook. Taehyung caught him before he hit the floor. His breathing became uneven. Students nearby looked over. I'm okay, Jungkook whispered, but tears were already running down his face. He didn't know why. That evening, Taehyung returned to the student council office. Another yellow envelope waited on his desk. His hands froze. Slowly, he opened it. Inside, only one sentence. If Jungkook remembers everything before day 300, he won't survive. Taehyung stared at the paper. His heartbeat echoed through the silent room. Who knew about Jungkook? Who was leaving these messages? And why? Why did they trust Kim Taehyung with them? He carefully folded the note. This time, he didn't throw it away. Across the city, Jungkook's grandmother sat alone in her small living room. An old photo album rested on her lap. She carefully opened it. 3 smiling teenagers looked back at her. Jeon Jungkook, another boy, and a young girl. Someone had burned away the second boy's face. The grandmother gently traced the edge of the photograph. I'm sorry, she whispered through tears. I couldn't protect all of you. She closed the album. Inside it, hidden between the pages, rested a tiny silver key, the key to the wooden box. Rain began falling once again. Across the street from Jungkook's apartment, the hooded figure stood beneath the flickering streetlight, watching, always watching. Another person emerged from the shadows. You've already broken the rules. The hooded figure remained silent. If he remembers, everything starts again. The second figure lowered their voice. We don't have much time. The hooded figure finally answered. I know. They looked toward Jungkook's bedroom window. This time, I'm not letting him die. End of chapter 6. Epilogue. Deep beneath Hanul University, electricity suddenly returned to an abandoned security room. A forgotten monitor flickered to life. The date appeared on the screen. August 12, 2025. A grainy surveillance video began to play. Students ran through smoke-filled hallways. Flames spread across the ceiling. Then the camera froze. In the middle of the corridor, Jungkook was desperately pulling someone toward the exit. The other person's face was hidden by smoke. Only one thing could be seen clearly. The silver bracelet on their wrist. J+T. The screen suddenly turned black. One final sentence appeared in white letters. Memory file 01 recovered. To be continued. Thanks, Army. Thank you for reading it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your thoughts. Your one small effort will boost me up for next part. Taekook forever.